You know, there's a moment that happens to almost every senior traveler. A moment when you're sitting at the gate, looking around, and wondering, how is everyone else gliding through this airport while I'm the one stressed, waiting, or exhausted? And here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. Airports are designed for efficiency, not comfort. And whenever comfort does exist, you usually have to know exactly what to ask for. And that's the part most travelers miss, especially seniors, because the travel system doesn't run on fairness. It runs on policies, loopholes, and quiet advantages that only help the people who know about them. Today, you're going to be one of those people. Because the real reason this information feels hidden isn't that anyone is trying to trick you. It's simply that most airport staff assume you already know. Airlines assume you've flown often enough to figure it out. And fellow travelers? Well, they're not exactly volunteering their secrets either. So in this video, we're going deep into the 12 pre-flight airport mistakes seniors wish they knew sooner, the ones that drain your energy, cost you money, eliminate comfort, and add stress you never needed to experience. By the end of this video, you'll understand why certain lines move faster than others, how to get help without feeling guilty or embarrassed, and how to turn the airport from something you must fight through into something that quietly works for you. Let's start with the first mistake, because it sets the tone for the entire travel experience, and it's the one that surprises people the most. Mistake number one, arriving at the airport prepared instead of prearranged. Most seniors show up to the airport prepared, boarding pass printed, medication packed, liquids sorted, maybe even a neat folder with travel documents. But here's the real travel secret. Prepared is good, but prearranged is unstoppable because the airport doesn't reward organization, it rewards systems. And if you don't prearrange the systems waiting for you, you work harder than everyone else. Imagine this instead. You get out of the car, and there's someone already expecting you. A wheelchair assistant, a priority path, a dedicated security lane, and boarding that requires zero rushing. Most seniors don't realize this level of support isn't special treatment. It's already built into the travel system, but only activated if you request it before you arrive. Not at check-in, not at the gate, before you ever leave home. When you do this, every step of your airport journey becomes smoother, and not only for mobility reasons. Even if you don't use the chair, you get the structure, the escort, and the shortcuts that save energy. There is nothing to qualify for. No age check, no disability form, nothing. You simply notify the airline ahead of time. And if you think this makes a small difference, wait until you hear the next one. Mistake number two, letting the airline decide your seat instead of quietly controlling the entire row. Here's something most travelers overlook. Airline seating algorithms prioritize efficiency, not comfort, and seniors are often placed in whatever open seat the system finds convenient, not what's best for you, but you can influence the system silently. For seniors, comfort isn't luxury, it's necessary. And the biggest comfort upgrade isn't legroom, it's control of the row. Airlines rarely mention this, but seat maps behave differently when you do one thing. Choose an aisle seat near the back during online check-in. Why the back? Because solo middle seats in the rear are the last to fill, meaning you have the highest chance of an empty seat beside you. Why the aisle? Because it gives you mobility, faster exit, easier access, and turns the empty middle into your bonus space. This isn't about luck, it's pattern-based. Airline systems fill window seats first, aisle seats second, middle seats last, and middle seats in the back last of all. When you play into that pattern, you're not hoping for comfort, you're setting yourself up for it. But speaking of setting yourself up, this next mistake is the one that wears most seniors down before they even reach the gate. Mistake number three, walking the airport instead of letting the airport work for you. Airports are huge because airlines want to maximize shopping, gate access, and flight volume. None of that is built with senior comfort in mind. But the airport does have one system actually designed for seniors, the electric cart network. Most people think those carts are only for medical needs. or that you need a wheelchair request first. Neither is true. Carts run fixed routes every 10 to 15 minutes, and they're there specifically for travelers who need reduced walking, including seniors. The part nobody tells you? They don't approach you. You have to signal them. And nearly every senior traveler misses them because they don't know where to stand or what to do. Stand beside the main walking lane, keep eye contact with the driver, and they will stop. If you're seated and the cart is already full, they'll radio the next one. And here's the best part. Once the first staff member helps you, every other staff member along the way continues helping you. It becomes a chain reaction of assistance you didn't know existed. But this next mistake is even bigger, and it affects nearly every senior at security. Mistake number 4, going through standard security instead of the senior security path that already exists. Most seniors don't realize there's a built-in security shortcut that TSA agents quietly use all the time, but rarely announce. If you're 75 or older, you can keep shoes on, light jackets on, laptops in your bag, liquids in your bag. This cuts your effort in half and speeds you through security. But the part most seniors miss is this. Agents won't automatically offer it. You simply have to mention your age. This isn't special treatment. It's an official policy designed to reduce stress and speed up the line. Once agents know, they guide you through the faster route and give more flexible screening options. It makes your entire airport experience feel easier and safer. But speaking of safety, this next mistake is something seniors regret more than anything else. Mistake number 5, not declaring medications, which triggers unnecessary inspections. Medication isn't just allowed, it's prioritized. Yet most seniors hide it at the bottom of their bag, hoping TSA won't touch it. But the truth is, medications are the least problematic things in your carry-on, as long as you declare them. When you quietly declare your meds at the start, TSA actually gives you more options and faster processing. Why? Because declared medication becomes a category that receives minimal questioning. Undeclared medication becomes a category that gets flagged. A 10-second declaration saves minutes of bag checks, confusion, and stress. And here's the quiet advantage. Any medically necessary liquid, even over 100 milliliters, is allowed. You don't need to prove your age, your condition, or your prescription. You simply need to state that it is medically required. Most seniors don't realize how much smoother their experience gets when they do this. And it's nothing compared to what comes next, because this next tip is a game changer. Mistake number 6, standing in the wrong line at check-in, the secret assistance lane. Airports use multiple lines, but only one is designed to reduce stress for seniors, the assistance/special services lane. It exists at almost every major airport, but it's usually off to the side, sometimes completely unmarked. And most first-time flyers never notice it. When you use this lane, you get faster service, calmer staff, more patient explanations, help with seat assignments, priority bag tagging, early boarding help. You don't have to qualify. You don't have to prove anything. You simply say you need extra time or support. Most seniors think they'll be asking for too much, but airlines built this lane for you, and the staff assigned to it are trained specifically to help older travelers. And if this one surprised you, wait for the next one, because it connects directly. Mistake number 7, checking bags the normal way and missing the priority tag meant for seniors. There's an unspoken rule airlines use when dealing with older passengers. If you appear to need more time or convenience, they give it to you, but only if you initiate the conversation. That's why most seniors who express even mild mobility difficulty receive a priority baggage tag. This tag speeds your bag through the system, reduces wait time, and gets you out of the airport faster at your destination. Most airlines don't advertise this because it complicates operations, but it's absolutely available. And here's the part few people know. Priority tagging also reduces the chance of your bag going missing. You save time, you save stress, and you quietly jump ahead of hundreds of other bags. But speaking of jumping ahead, that leads perfectly to the next mistake, one that every senior regrets when boarding begins. Mistake number 8, Not using early boarding, even when you qualify by age alone. Many seniors think early boarding requires a wheelchair or special assistance. Not true. Most airlines allow pre-boarding or early boarding for seniors, especially those over 65 or 70. The staff won't announce it loudly because pre-boarding is designed to stay controlled, not crowded. But if you simply approach the gate agent and say, "I need a little more time to get down the jet bridge," they'll place you in the pre-boarding group. This isn't a favor. This is a system that already exists. You just activate it by speaking up. And this moment right here, early boarding, is where stress either begins or disappears entirely. Because boarding late forces you to rush, squeeze through people, find overhead space, deal with crowds, stand in line. Boarding early gives you time, calm, and space, and you'll feel the difference instantly. Now, if you're finding this helpful so far, then you're exactly the kind of traveler I make these videos for. So real quick, nothing salesy, just a tiny reminder. If you love uncovering hidden travel perks like these, make sure you're subscribed to Boardify. This channel is built for travelers who want to fly smarter, not just cheaper, especially seniors who deserve comfort without having to fight for it. All right, let's continue, because this next mistake is one of the most costly. Mistake number 9, paying for airport meals instead of using the senior eligible lounge loophole. This is the airport perk seniors are always shocked by. You don't need first class. You don't need status. You don't need a premium ticket. You just need the right credit card, day pass, or airline-linked membership, many of which offer discounted senior rates or free passes bundled into travel cards. Most lounges include comfortable seating, free hot meals, quiet spaces, free drinks, clean restrooms, help with rebooking if needed. And here's the senior-specific advantage nobody talks about. Lounge agents often prioritize older travelers when flights are delayed or canceled. They're more proactive, more attentive, and much faster than the regular customer service desk. So instead of sitting at the gate for hours, you sit in comfort, get a real meal, and receive real support. But if lounges aren't your style, this next hidden advantage might be. Mistake number 10, forgetting that senior travelers can request a gate change for accessibility. Gate assignments change constantly. Sometimes your gate ends up half a mile from security, or worse, a different terminal. Most seniors think they're stuck with whatever gate appears on the screen. But airlines actually allow an accessibility-related gate change if the distance is too far or the terminal connection is difficult. This isn't special treatment, it's operational flexibility. If the airline has an equally suitable gate that reduces walking distance, they can move your flight. Most don't, because they don't know they can even ask. But if you ask politely and the airline has options, they often make the switch, because it reduces delays and boarding issues caused by exhausted passengers. This next mistake ties directly into this, and it's one seniors never realize until it's too late. Mistake number 11, sitting far from the gate, which causes missed announcements and stress. Most seniors try to avoid the noise by sitting somewhere quieter than the gate area, but this comes with a hidden consequence. Gate changes, boarding announcements, warnings, upgrades, and delay notifications. You miss most of them when you're too far away, and gate changes happen constantly. If you're not near your gate, you can easily find yourself walking from one end of the terminal to the other with only minutes to spare. The secret? Find seating close enough to hear announcements, but not in the middle of the crowd. Airports purposely place comfortable chairs and quieter seating just outside the primary gate area. Close enough for updates, far enough for comfort. And that brings us to the final, and perhaps the biggest, mistake seniors make before their flight. Mistake number 12, not asking for help when you actually need it. This is the one every senior admits only after something goes wrong. Traveling today requires walking long distances, standing in lines, navigating confusing terminals, carrying luggage, staying aware of fast-moving schedules. You are not supposed to do this alone. The airline never expected you to. Every airport you walk through is filled with people whose job is to help you. but they only activate their support when you speak up. Ask for a cart. Ask for a seat assignment change. Ask for early boarding. Ask for help with your bag. Ask for extra time. Ask for a quieter area. Ask for what makes you comfortable. Airports are complex systems, but systems respond to signals. And the moment you signal that you need support, the system adapts to you. That's not demanding. That's using the travel experience the way it was meant to be used. Every mistake in this video comes down to one truth. Airports reward the traveler who asks, not the one who struggles silently. You now understand the shortcuts, the hidden perks, the systems that were already there, waiting for you to activate them. Your travel days aren't supposed to drain you. They're supposed to work with you. So here's your master key phrase to remember on every future trip. I need a little extra time and support today. That one sentence unlocks nearly everything. Use it at check-in. Use it at security. Use it at boarding. Use it whenever you feel you're at the airport. You're half awake, coffee in one hand, boarding pass in the other. You think you're safe because you're surrounded by cameras, scanners, and uniformed staff everywhere. But what if I told you that airport thieves, yes, real ones, are operating right under all that security? They know the exact moment your guard drops. They know what you'll do next. And they can spot their next victim long before you even reach security. Today, we're breaking down 10 insider secrets about how airport thieves actually pick their targets. And more importantly, how to make sure it's never you. These aren't just random pickpockets. Some of these thieves are part of organized airport rings. They work in plain sight, sometimes even looking like passengers. And once you understand their playbook, you'll start seeing the little traps they set everywhere. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step checklist to travel smarter, safer, and practically invisible to airport thieves. So grab your carry-on, keep your eyes open, and let's uncover the secrets that airports don't want you to know. Number 1. The comfort zone trap. It usually happens at the security line. A traveler finally gets through TSA, puts their shoes back on, grabs their phone, and breathes a sigh of relief. That sigh, that's exactly what thieves wait for. Airport theft rings call it the comfort zone, that brief moment right after security when passengers let their guard down. You'll often see a thief hanging nearby with a carry-on that looks expensive but empty. They'll pretend to check their phone or wait for a friend while watching travelers who seem distracted, maybe juggling a laptop, water bottle, and phone. That's when they strike. They might grab your bag thinking it's theirs, accidentally walk away, or even swap it with a similar one. Why airports don't warn you? Security's job ends once you're cleared. Their focus is on safety, not theft prevention. How to protect yourself. Always pause before leaving security. Double-check your belongings, zip everything, and physically touch each item: phone, wallet, passport. Insider tip: tie or mark your bag handle with something unique. A bright tag, colored ribbon, or sticker. Thieves avoid bags that stand out. In airport theft psychology, the easier you blend in, the easier you're taken advantage of. The harder your bag is to be mistaken, the less likely it's stolen. Number 2, the seat snatcher trick. Meet Laura. She was waiting for her flight at JFK, laptop open, sipping coffee. She left her seat for less than 2 minutes to throw away a cup. When she came back, her laptop was gone. What she didn't know is that airport thieves love waiting areas. They look for open laptops, half-zipped bags, or jackets draped over chairs. Their move? They sit nearby, watch for distractions, like boarding announcements, then quietly grab and go. Some are even more strategic. They'll time it with a boarding call so they blend into the crowd. Why airports won't tell you: most terminal thefts happen beyond security. Technically, it's no longer their jurisdiction, and many victims never report it until they have already boarded. How to protect yourself. Never leave valuables on the seat, even just for a second. And when you do sit, loop one leg or strap through your bag handle. It's a subtle trick that prevents silent grabs. Bonus insider phrase: if you see someone suspicious hovering near unattended belongings, alert the nearest gate agent and say, "Can you do a quick item check? There's a bag that's been unattended for a few minutes." They'll respond immediately. Security policy requires it. Number 3, The overhead bin switch. It's one of the boldest and most effective airport scams. A thief boards a flight late, carrying a nearly identical bag to yours. They scan for high-end carry-ons, especially sleek branded ones, and swap your bag with theirs right before takeoff. You land, open your bin, and think your bag's there. But when you get home, surprise, it's a decoy filled with old clothes. Why airlines don't promote this risk? It's bad optics. They don't want passengers anxious about in-flight theft, even though it happens far more than most people realize. How to protect yourself. Board as early as possible so your bag stays within your sightline. Add a hidden AirTag or tile tracker to your bag. And if you notice someone fiddling with bins near your seat, politely say, "Excuse me, that overhead's full of my items. Can I help you find space nearby?" That small acknowledgement usually deters thieves. They thrive on anonymity. In 2023, Spanish police busted a man who had stolen over 50 carry-ons mid-flight. He looked like any business traveler and made over $100,000 in stolen electronics before getting caught. Number 4, the charging station distraction. It's one of the most modern traps. You're at the gate, phone dying, you find an open charging spot. Finally, you plug in, scroll your screen, and get lost in your feed. Meanwhile, a thief nearby isn't looking for your phone. They're looking at your backpack or carry-on. You've literally tethered yourself to the wall, limiting your mobility. Charging stations are profitable. They keep passengers sitting near concession areas. Highlighting theft risk would hurt sales. How to protect yourself. When charging, place your bag between your feet or under your legs, never beside you or behind your chair. And here's an extra insider trick. Use a power bank instead of a public USB port. Some thieves install juice jacking devices that extract your data while charging. If you must use airport power, plug your own wall charger, not a USB cable directly into the port. Number 5, the luggage carousel. Shuffle. You've landed, you're exhausted, you're waiting for your checked bag to appear, along with 200 other people. This is a prime hunting ground for professional thieves. They linger by the carousels, acting like frustrated passengers. When the crowd thickens, they grab a bag that looks expensive and simply walk away. And here's the twist. Airport security cameras can't always tell who the rightful owner is. Technically, baggage claim areas are often shared jurisdiction between airlines and local authorities. It's complicated, and thieves know it. How to protect yourself. Mark your bag boldly, colorful straps, stickers, or bright tape, and stand close to the carousel edge, not several feet back. Insider bonus. Check your tag before leaving. Make sure the printed airport code matches your flight. Thieves sometimes grab bags, hoping the owner won't notice a mismatch until they're miles away. Number 6, the friendly helper approach. You've seen this before. Someone offers to lift your bag, guide you to your gate, or help you find your way. In most cases, it's kindness. But some helpers are part of distraction teams. One engages you in conversation, asking where you're flying or if you need help with your luggage. Meanwhile, their partner slips something out of your side pocket or grabs an item from your trolley. At Istanbul Airport, a traveler reported a friendly couple who offered to help her carry duty-free bags. They disappeared minutes later, along with her passport. Why airports don't talk about it? Because these scammers rarely cause a scene. They operate under the radar, posing as fellow travelers. How to avoid it? Accept help only from uniformed airport staff. If you're approached, say firmly and politely, "Thanks, but I've got it handled." Keep walking, make direct eye contact, and never hand over your bag. Bonus tip. If you do need help with luggage, request it directly at the airline counter. They'll assign an official porter with ID. Number 7, the currency exchange con. Ever wondered why some airport currency booths are positioned in dimly lit corners? Because it's easier for thieves to watch where travelers stash their cash after a big exchange. They'll follow you discreetly, sometimes for multiple gates, until you sit down or enter a restroom. Those exchange booths are often leased privately. The airport authority doesn't control nearby security staffing. Exchange small amounts at the airport, just enough for transport. And when you do, store your money discreetly, not in your wallet, not in your front pocket. Use a hidden travel pouch under your shirt or a money belt. Bonus insider move: right after exchanging money, walk into a store or cafe for a few minutes. It makes it harder for a thief to track your next move. Number 8. The restroom relay. Restrooms are one of the few places where cameras don't follow, and organized theft groups know this. They'll watch travelers enter with multiple bags and time exits carefully. If you leave one bag outside a stall, just for a second, it's gone. A traveler in Amsterdam left his laptop bag near the sink while washing up before a long flight. Within 30 seconds, it vanished. Security footage later showed the thief entering right after and leaving with both hands full. Why airports can't fix it? Privacy laws limit surveillance inside or near restrooms. How to protect yourself? Always bring your belongings inside the stall, even if it's tight. Hook them on the door or place them between your feet. Insider tip: if traveling with someone, take turns using the restroom instead of leaving bags unattended. Number 9. The gate change chaos. Picture this. You're at gate 24, sipping coffee. Suddenly, the loudspeaker blares. "Attention passengers, Flight 912 now departing from gate B17. Everyone rushes to move. And in that chaos, bags get left, wallets fall, phones are forgotten, and thieves move in. They know people panic during gate changes. They pretend to rush too, scanning for left-behind items or bags momentarily unattended. Why airlines don't emphasize it? They're focused on efficiency, getting you to your new gate fast, not on what happens in that 10-minute confusion window. How to protect yourself. When a gate change is announced, pause before moving. Do a 3-point check: phone, passport, wallet/bag. Only then move toward the new gate. Insider tip: travelers who use a small crossbody bag for essentials rarely fall victim during gate changes. Everything stays on you, even in chaos. Number 10. The arrival distraction. You think you're safe once you land, but for many travelers, the most common theft happens right after arrival. Picture this. You're outside, waiting for your ride or scanning for your Uber. You're juggling luggage, phone, and exhaustion. Thieves call this phase the drop zone. They'll offer to help with your bags, distract you with questions, or bump into you as they load luggage into a trunk, then vanish with your backpack or purse. In Johannesburg, a woman reported her laptop stolen as she was loading her taxi. The thief pretended to be the driver's assistant. Once you leave the terminal doors, jurisdiction shifts to city police, not airport security. How to stay safe? Keep your smallest, most valuable bag on your body until you're inside the vehicle. Verify your driver's name and plate number before approaching. Never let anyone help load your luggage unless you initiate it. Bonus trick: use a carabiner clip to attach smaller bags together. It prevents a grab-and-run attempt during drop-off. Now, before we go to your action checklist, here's something you should know. These thefts aren't random. They're strategic, psychological, and fast. But once you understand the playbook, you can practically disappear from a thief's radar. If you want more insider travel protection tips like this, from luggage loopholes to airport security secrets, hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. Because what you don't know at airports can cost you. What to say to stay safe. Here are exact phrases you can use in real time to stay one step ahead. "That's my bag, thank you," said firmly if anyone touches your item. "Can you do a quick item check?" Triggers security awareness when spotting unattended items. "Thanks, I'm okay. Airport staff's helping me." Politely dismisses potential scam helpers. It's about assertive confidence. Thieves look for indecision. If you sound calm and in control, you become a low-value target instantly. Checklist: what to do before and during your flight. Before leaving home, label and photograph your bags. Add an air tag or tile tracker. Pack valuables and carry-on only. Prepare a crossbody or hidden pouch for essentials. At the airport, stay alert after security. Don't relax too early. Keep bags zipped and marked uniquely. Avoid public charging stations. Use a power bank. Exchange small amounts of money only. Bring all items inside restroom stalls. During gate changes, pause and check essentials. At arrival, confirm your ride before exiting. Keep valuables on you until seated in transport. Never hand bags to strangers, no matter how helpful they seem. If you follow this, you'll move through airports like a pro, confident, efficient, and invisible to anyone looking for a mark. Outro. Airports are designed to make you feel safe, but thieves know that a false sense of security is their best weapon. Now that you know how they operate, from the comfort zone trap to the arrival distraction, you can travel smarter, lighter, and safer than 99% of passengers out there. So here's my question to you. Which of these theft tricks surprised you the most? Have you ever witnessed one of them in action? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. And remember, if you want more real-world airport and travel secrets, airports are stressful enough. But for senior travelers, one small mistake can completely derail your trip. Missed connections, extra fees, security delays, even health risks that most travelers don't realize are avoidable. And here's the truth. Airlines and airports aren't going to warn you about these traps. In fact, many of them profit from them. So today we're exposing 15 serious airport mistakes seniors are still making in 2025, and how to avoid them once and for all. Whether you're flying for leisure, visiting family, or finally ticking that bucket list destination off your list, these insider tips will help you travel smarter, safer, and with less stress than ever before. So grab your boarding pass, because once you know these, you'll never look at airport travel the same way again. Number 1. Ignoring the hidden power of special assistance. Most seniors skip this because they don't want to feel old, but that's a big mistake. Special assistance, sometimes called passenger support services, isn't just for wheelchairs. It's for anyone who needs extra time, help with luggage, or shorter walking routes through large airports. Here's the secret. When you request this at booking or check-in, the airline is legally required under the Air Carrier Access Act to provide it for free. That includes early boarding, golf cart or wheelchair service between terminals, help at security, and even priority assistance if you have medical devices or medication. Why airlines don't promote it? It costs them time and staff to coordinate. They'd rather you struggle through on your own. What to say at check-in? I'd like to request mobility assistance for my gate connection, please. You don't need to give medical proof. Just mention it's for comfort or safety. Bonus tip. Always confirm it's added to your boarding pass so every staff member sees it. That single line of text can save you missed flights and hours of walking. Number 2. Booking tight connections. This one's brutal, and it's costing seniors more than anyone else. A 45-minute layover might look fine on paper, but by the time you deplane, find your next gate, and possibly go through security again, it's gone. Here's what airlines don't tell you. When you miss your connection due to their scheduling, they're not always responsible for rebooking if your original flight was technically feasible. So while you're stranded at an airport cafe, they'll simply point to the fine print. Insider rule: if you're 60 or older, never book a layover under 90 minutes for domestic or under 2 hours for international flights. Bonus tip: use Google Flights connection time filter. You'll see total transit times so you can avoid traps like 40-minute dashes through sprawling airports like Atlanta or Frankfurt. Number 3. Forgetting to declare medication at security. This mistake can lead to stressful bag searches or even confiscation. Many seniors travel with prescription meds. But here's the thing. TSA doesn't require pills to be in their original bottles. What matters is that they're clearly separated and identifiable. What most people don't know, liquid meds over 3.4 ounces are allowed, but only if declared. If you hide them in your bag, it flags your luggage for extra screening. What to say at security? I have medically necessary liquids and prescriptions for personal use. That simple line helps TSA process you faster and more respectfully. Bonus tip: pack all meds in a transparent zip bag at the top of your carry-on, not the bottom. It makes inspection smoother and prevents damage or loss. Number 4. Trusting airport staff for gate updates. Airports are chaotic, And sometimes the screens are outdated. Flights get delayed, reassigned, or moved without proper announcements. And that's how many seniors end up missing their boarding call. Here's the secret. Airlines push real-time updates to their apps long before they update the airport displays. So instead of waiting for an overhead announcement you might not even hear clearly, check your airline's mobile app or Flight Radar 24. Those update first, sometimes 30 minutes earlier than the monitors. Bonus tip: if you don't use smartphones, ask a gate agent to confirm the live gate assignment. Use that exact phrase. It triggers them to check their updated system, not the public board. Number 5. Overpacking carry-ons. Airlines are cracking down on this in 2025. Smaller carry-on bins, stricter weight enforcement, and new bag sizers are causing chaos, especially for older travelers who don't want to lift heavy luggage. Here's what's really going on. Airlines have realized they can sell overhead bin space. Some budget carriers now charge up to $60 for oversized carry-ons. So if your bag even slightly bulges, they'll tag it and charge you on the spot. The smart fix: use a lightweight underseat bag, 18 by 14 by 8 inches, that fits every airline standard. Pack smart, roll clothes, limit shoes, and carry travel-sized toiletries. Bonus tip: invest in a luggage scale. Keeping your bag under 15 pounds not only avoids charges, but makes boarding and deplaning much easier. Number 6. Not requesting TSA Cares assistance. If you've never heard of TSA Cares, you're not alone. It's one of the most underutilized travel programs for seniors. TSA Cares is a free assistance service where a trained agent escorts you through security, helping with screening, communication, and comfort. Why they don't advertise it: it slows down lines and adds cost, so TSA rarely publicizes it. How to get it? Call 1-855-7-872-227 at least 72 hours before your flight. Ask for a TSA Cares passenger support specialist. They'll meet you at the checkpoint, walk you through the process, and ensure your screening is smooth, especially if you have medical devices, implants, or mobility issues. Bonus tip: bring a doctor's note if you use metal implants. It's optional, but can speed up clearance dramatically. Number 7. Wearing the wrong clothing for security. Comfort is key, but some clothing choices trigger extra screening. Thick-soled shoes, metal jewelry, and layered outfits can all set off alarms. Even compression socks sometimes register as anomalies under scanners. Smart move: wear easy slip shoes, light layers, and keep metal accessories in your bag until after TSA. Why it matters: each additional screening adds an average of 7 to 10 minutes to your wait time, and that's stress you don't need. Bonus tip: if you use a belt for support, bring one with a plastic buckle. It passes scanners and saves time. Number 8. Not using senior fare programs. Here's a big one that's practically hidden from public view. Several airlines, like Southwest, Delta for select routes, and British Airways, offer senior fares that aren't listed on comparison sites. Why airlines don't promote it? They make less money. These fares often include flexible changes and lower cancellation fees. How to unlock it? Call the airline directly and ask, "Do you offer a senior or flexible traveler fare on this route?" Sometimes you'll even get early boarding or waive change penalties. Bonus tip: sign up for AARP Travel Center. Members often get up to 10% off flights and hotels, plus special upgrades. Number 9. Forgetting to carry printed copies. Yes, we live in the digital age, but when your phone dies mid-connection, you're stranded. Always carry printed copies of boarding passes, hotel confirmations, travel insurance, medication list, and emergency contact. Why it's crucial: if your phone malfunctions, customs or check-in can't verify your identity. A printed copy can save you from delays or denied boarding. Bonus tip: store an extra set of documents in a separate pocket of your carry-on. One backup copy can make all the difference. Number 10. Ignoring hidden airport transport options. Here's something most travelers don't realize. Many airports offer free or discounted internal transportation for seniors. That includes electric shuttles, people movers, and even priority elevator access between terminals. Why you don't hear about it? Airports want to keep those services for staff and premium ticket holders, but under accessibility rules, seniors can request them too. What to say? I'd like to request accessible terminal transport for comfort and mobility. That phrase often unlocks access without any proof needed. Bonus tip: at larger airports like Dallas or Dubai, ask about interterminal trains. They're faster and often reserved for connecting passengers. Number 11. Not prearranging medical device screenings. Pacemakers, insulin pumps, metal implants, all common among older travelers, can cause confusion at security. The secret: TSA officers are trained to handle them safely, but only if you declare them before screening. What to say? I have a medical implant and prefer a manual screening. They'll then use hand swabs or alternative detectors instead of standard scanners. Bonus tip: carry a TSA notification card, downloadable from the TSA website. It's a fast-track signal for medical exemptions. Number 12. Paying for airport wheelchairs. You'd be surprised how many travelers pay third-party services for wheelchairs inside the airport, when it's supposed to be completely free through your airline. How airlines profit. Some outsource services to contractors who solicit tips or fees, but legally, assistance must be complimentary. What to do? Request it directly through your airline's website, not a separate service desk. Bonus tip: pre-book it under your reservation's special requests field. That guarantees it appears in the manifest. Number 13. Arriving too early. Yes, really. This one's counterintuitive, but arriving too early can backfire. Many seniors show up 4 to 5 hours before their flight, just in case. But here's what happens. Airline counters might not open yet. Check-in systems may reject early bag tags. You end up standing for long periods. The sweet spot: 2 hours before domestic, 3 hours before international. Why? That's when systems are live and assistant staff are ready. Bonus tip: if you do arrive early, head to an airport lounge. Many offer senior discounts. It's more comfortable and secure. Number 14. Overlooking travel insurance coverage. Many seniors assume their standard insurance covers travel incidents, but that's rarely true. Airlines don't want you to know. They make millions selling optional policies at checkout that offer less coverage than third-party plans. Instead, use reputable providers like Alliance or AIG Travel Guard. Both have senior-friendly policies with coverage for pre-existing conditions if booked early. Bonus tip: if you're over 65, buy travel insurance within 14 days of your first booking. That's when full coverage kicks in. Number 15. Not speaking up when something feels off. Finally, the most overlooked mistake of all. Many seniors stay polite, even when they're uncomfortable or confused. But here's the truth. The airport environment rewards assertiveness. Whether it's a suspicious bag search, a boarding issue, or a rude gate agent, you have rights. Under DOT regulations, you can request a Complaint Resolution Officer, CRO, at any U.S. airport. They're specially trained to resolve passenger rights issues on the spot. What to say? I'd like to speak with the Complaint Resolution Officer, please. It's like having a referee on your side, and airlines are legally required to provide one. Bonus tip: keep the DOT's Air Passenger Rights page bookmarked or printed. It's powerful leverage if staff try to dismiss your concerns. So, how many of these did you know? Which one surprised you the most? The hidden senior fares. Imagine this. It's early 2026. You're standing at the airport, coffee in one hand, passport in the other, ready for a trip you've waited months for. You're excited, you're relaxed, until suddenly you realize something has changed. That credit card perk you always rely on? Gone. The luggage policy you thought you understood? Completely different. That seat selection trick you always use? Not only does it not work anymore, it now costs you money. Welcome to travel in 2026, a year that's about to quietly rewrite the rules of flying. And the wild part? Most travelers won't see it coming until they're already at the airport, frustrated, delayed, or paying for something that used to be free. Airlines won't announce all of this loudly. They rarely do. These changes usually start hidden in terms and conditions, quietly tested on select routes, then rolled out globally once passengers stop asking questions. But today, you're getting ahead of it. You're about to learn what's shifting, why it's happening, and exactly how to navigate it like a traveler who doesn't just fly, but flies smart. By the end of this video, you'll know the policies, the new systems, the quiet cutbacks, and yes, the new perks coming in 2026 that most flyers will completely miss. And if you use what I'm about to share, you'll avoid headaches, avoid surprise fees, and unlock advantages that airlines hope you don't realize you have. Let's get into it. The quiet shrinking of carry-on allowed. There's a phrase you're going to hear more and more next year. Personal item only fare. Budget airlines love it. Legacy carriers are adopting it. And 2026 is the year it fully becomes mainstream. More fares will look cheap up front until you realize they don't include a standard carry-on bag. Just a personal item, something that fits under the seat. Backpack? Maybe. Rolling suitcase? Nope, unless you're paying extra. And here's the twist. Airlines have been quietly tightening the definition of personal item. If your bag bulges, if the handle sticks up, if the wheels peek out, gate agents are going to be more strict, not less. Why? Because carry-on bin space is money now. So what does that mean for you? Know your bag dimensions, pack intentionally. And here's the part most travelers don't realize. If you're boarding late, especially in 2026 when flights are fuller and aircraft are being configured to squeeze in more seats, gate checking may not be optional. And the fee? It won't be kind. But here's your advantage. Airlines often let travelers with any elite status, even the lowest tier, bring carry-ons without penalty. And if you don't have status, look at airline branded cards. The cheapest versions will still protect your bag rights. The trick in 2026 isn't packing less. It's packing smarter and positioning yourself so your bag doesn't become revenue for someone else. Because the truth is simple. Airlines are shrinking what's included, so travelers quietly pay for what used to be assumed. But not you. Not after today. Seat selection will become a battle. You've probably already felt this shift. Paying to choose seats is normal now. But in 2026, seat selection fees will become even more aggressive, especially for families. Airlines are already testing algorithms that price seats based on booking behavior. Book later, the price goes up. Traveling with kids, the system predicts urgency, raises prices. Need a window seat on a long flight? They know, and it costs more. And yes, some airlines have begun locking aisle and window seats, so you have to pay to avoid the middle. You'll see more of that next year. Here's how smart travelers will play it. But don't rush seat selection. Watch seat maps over time. Claim family seating rights when traveling with kids, especially toddlers. Use the check-in window strategically because some seats unlock within 24 hours of departure. Ask at the gate politely. Gate agents can sometimes give you preferred seats when they're balancing the aircraft load. And here's a subtle advantage most travelers forget. Medical seating accommodations. If you have a condition, including mobility limitations or anxiety that affects seating needs, airlines are required to assist. The key is knowing how to request it calmly, confidently, and early. People who understand policy don't panic when seat maps get restrictive. They navigate, they time it right, and they leverage systems, not emotion. Lounge crowding will hit a breaking point. Airport lounges used to be calm retreats. In 2026, many will feel more like busy cafes. Credit card companies gave lounge access to millions of people, and now they're pulling back. Limitations, time caps, guest fees. They're tightening access, not because they want to punish you, but because demand exploded. What does that mean for you? You need a lounge strategy going into 2026, not blind loyalty to one card or one airline. Look at priority pass alternatives. Consider lesser-known lounges, and most importantly, travel during off-peak hours when lounges quietly reset. But here's the hack many overlook. Smaller regional airlines, partner lounges, and independent airport lounges often offer better food, better seating, and no crowds because everyone flocks to the brand name lounge. In 2026, going where the crowd isn't becomes the real upgrade. Biometrics will replace boarding passes, and you'll need a backup. Facial recognition boarding, identity verification gates, biometric checks, they're expanding. Fast. And while it looks seamless, here's what everyone forgets. Tech fails, systems lag, profiles glitch, and when it happens, the traveler without a physical document gets stuck. So in 2026, the smartest passengers travel like this. Digital boarding pass, paper boarding pass, ID ready, backup photo of passport stored securely. Not because we don't trust technology, but because systems evolve faster than the staff using them. The people who breeze through airports next year won't be the ones who rely on one method. They'll be the ones who have two, always. Early boarding will matter more than ever. In previous years, early boarding was a convenience. In 2026, it's a strategy. With tighter bag policies, fuller flights, and airlines prioritizing certain travelers, early boarding protects your seat space, your overhead bin space, your boarding experience, your flight calm. This isn't about ego, it's logistics. And you don't need elite status to do this. Here's what smart flyers will use. Airline-branded cards, specialty ticket types, family boarding windows, mobility assistance requests when genuinely needed, gate check timing, boarding group strategy. Yes, there's a way to move up without paying. In 2026, boarding early isn't a flex. It's survival for anyone carrying a bag. Security screening will become tighter and smarter. Security is evolving. Tighter liquid checks, new scanners, AI monitoring lines. It's going to feel different. Not bad, just more layered. But here's what savvy travelers do. They don't argue. They don't rush. They anticipate. And yes, programs like TSA, PreCheck, Global Entry, NEXUS, and CLEAR are becoming less nice to have and more baseline for smooth travel. Here's the tiny detail people miss. Apply when your travel demand is low. Enrollment wait times surge every peak season. Make 2026 the year you secure your status early, because nothing ruins a trip like a stressful start. And nothing protects your calm like knowing you glide through checkpoints when others don't. Flight changes will cost more, unless you play the system. Free change fees were generous during the pandemic era. Now, they're coming back, subtly, route-based, fare-based, and timeline-based. But here's the good news. Airlines still quietly allow free changes under certain circumstances. You just need to know when to ask. Schedule adjustments, mechanical delays, crew timing shifts, weather-related operational changes. If you learn the language and the timing, you can still move flights without paying. But the window will be smaller and the rules will be stricter. 2026 rewards travelers who watch their email itinerary notifications and act fast. Hotels will mirror airlines, fees, upgrades, and automation. Hotels have been watching airlines. The upsell model works. In 2026, expect early check-in fees, late checkout fees, premium room position pricing, lobby service automation, upgrade bidding systems. But here's the upside. Travelers who learn upgrade timing will win like never before. Message the hotel 24 hours before arrival. Be friendly, human, and specific. Mention a special occasion when true. Ask at check-in again. Front desk staff often have different availability than the app. Upgrades are still happening. They're just going to people who ask, not those who expect. By the way, if you love uncovering the real rules of travel before they go mainstream, make sure you're subscribed to Boardify. This channel isn't about traveling more. It's about traveling smarter, smoother, and with the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly how the system works. And when you know that, no policy change can ruin your trip ever again. 2026 will reward travelers with status. Even the new kind. There's a new arms race in travel loyalty, not old school miles, not even points, but behavior-based loyalty systems. Some airlines in 2026 will start rewarding frequency over distance, spending over miles, engagement over history. That means even casual travelers can earn perks, not through huge trips, but through smart patterns. And if you think loyalty programs are dying, you're watching the wrong airlines. Some are doubling down, just shifting how they measure value. So what's your move? Pick your airline now, stick with it, book directly when possible, and pay attention to promotions. Airlines are quietly testing new loyalty rewards to compete with credit card ecosystems. Next year won't punish you for lack of status, but it will reward those who build even minimal consistency. Airlines will automate, but human interaction will still unlock upgrades. Chatbots, automated customer service, digital rebooking, they're improving. But remember this, automation follows rules. Humans make exceptions. So even as systems expand, the best prepared travelers will solve simple issues via app, elevate tricky situations to humans, speak respectfully and with clarity, keep documentation, know when to walk to the service desk instead of waiting on hold. And here's the secret. In 2026, kindness will become a travel strategy. Staff fatigue is real. Respect isn't just being polite, it's tactical. It keeps you first in line for help when systems fail. Aircraft layouts will shrink, but comfort tricks still work. More seats, slimmer padding, tighter rows. Yes, it's happening on select new aircraft deliveries. But here's what smart travelers do. They pick aircraft models strategically. A 350, 787, certain Airbus narrow bodies with better seat technology. They check seat maps before booking, not after. They use seat maps that show seat pitch, recline, and foot space, not just availability. And here's the mindset shift for 2026. You're not buying a ticket. You're buying a seat experience. Choose it like it matters, because it does. Conclusion, your 2026 travel mindset. So let's bring it home. 2026 isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about flying in a world where companies are optimizing profits, and you're optimizing your experience. The travelers who struggle next year will be the ones who assume nothing changed. The travelers who thrive will be the ones who adapt, stay informed, and move through travel systems with strategy, not stress. Remember this phrase, your master key for 2026. Prepared travelers travel free, free from surprise fees, free from last-minute stress, free from feeling at the mercy of airlines and airports. Plan ahead. Watch the quiet rules. Ask when it matters. Protect your peace. Fly smart, not reactive. You deserve calm skies. And information is your boarding pass to them. Now I want to hear from you. What's one travel perk or change you noticed recently that surprised you? Drop your answer in the comments. And as always, if you found value here, hit like, share this with a traveler who needs it, and subscribe for more real insider travel intelligence. Until next time, fly smarter.